Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chelsea, and I am truly just a Satanist rat. Or at least that's what the Monat witch has been calling me. In reality, I'm just a lady with a bulldog, a camera, and too many opinions. And as we know from the two-part deep dive video that I did on Angela Sumner, the Monat witch, if you will, although she has worn many, many hats, most of them wide-brimmed, I have a lot of opinions about Angela Faith Sumner. Now, if you have not watched any of my videos on Angela Sumner, feel free to check out the playlist that I will have linked down below. But since we haven't heard from Angela for quite a while, let's give a little bit of a recap. So I put out my video, my first part of it in, I want to say May 11th, something like that. And then I did another part in August. I don't know. It was far too long in between them. It was just a lot. So right before or after I posted my part 1 of my deep dive video on her, she left the interwebs and then she came back for a little bit in like July, I think it was, around when her birthday is. And then she left again. And when she came back, she was talking all about how Monat was, you know, just the worst, and how people who talk about multi-level marketing companies being unethical, how they are correct, and how basically just validating a lot of things that many people already knew about the multi-level marketing company Monat and just about the industry in general. Sometime around spring in March or something like that, she had been fired from Monat because apparently, allegedly, reportedly, whatever, she had joined Olive Tree People. And then she had recruited a certain amount of people in there, you know, climbed up the ranks pretty quickly because, of course, that aspect is recruitment based. And then she left the internet after, I believe it was her stepdad after he passed away. And then she went back home. She was off social media for a little bit. And like I said, then she came back to kind of speak out about Monat and like what they're doing. But from the time period of her leaving Monat, joining Olive Tree People, ranking up a bunch, and then me putting out my video, that was like, what, 2 months? And within that time frame, she had already quit Olive Tree People, which is crazy. So then also when she came back, she had started her makeup on live stream on like Instagram Live, and she was using a Saint makeup palette. Now, Saint was a multi-level marketing company, or possibly still is. By the end of the year, I believe it's the end of the year is the cutoff. They are not going to be multi-level anymore. They're just going to be single level marketing, which still falls under the direct sales umbrella, but it means that they're just going to have affiliates and no team building or anything like that. I think that when that happened, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, that she had already joined that one. Then the recruiting aspect went away. So now, as a super right-wing, super culty person on that end of the spectrum. Again, not everyone who votes a certain way on either side of the aisle is culty or anything like that, or a horrible person, whatever, or just, you know, any adjective you can think of. It really is a spectrum. So I just know there's going to be comments of being like, no, everyone who blah, blah, blah. And it's like, buddy, it's not what I said. Calm down, please. But due to, you know, recent election results, really do be posting the craziest stuff lately. One thing that she has been posting a lot as well is that she is now in pharmacy with an F and an I. And pharmacy is a multi-level marketing company that a lot of people have left Monat to go to, like top ranking people have left and gone over there. And I am currently working on a deep dive on pharmacy. There's a lot that I want to go over and a lot about the income disclosure statements, which they don't always release publicly. And then also a lot about the compensation plan too. It drives me crazy because there's nothing special about the makeup at all. And they always say like, oh, well, it's cheaper than this, it's cheaper than that. And it's like, it's not cheaper than ColourPop. Like, what are you talking about? And oh, well, they're cruelty free. Okay, well, so is ColourPop. Not sponsored. I wish. I love ColourPop. Again, a lot of these people are just making it seem like, oh, well, this is the best thing ever. This is what you have to buy and join my team and you get this. And it's like, no, that it just, please stop. Again, it's a multi-level marketing company. You just want to recruit people. So again, she's like back on that. And it's just wild to me how she went from saying that the multi-level marketing industry, network marketing industry, like is what we, the royal we, have said it is, to joining another one. It is crazy. But honestly, what do I expect from someone who is quite possibly one of the most fickle, I guess, or flaky, shape-shifting grifters on the internet? Over the years, Angela has really single white femaled so many different people. And one person who I really think she is single white femaling right now and attempting to model her new personality or her personality of the quarter on is HRH Collection, because HRH Collection is, always yelling about something, calling people rats, things like that, right? And of course, when you follow someone closely, sometimes it can happen that you're going to, adopt some of their vernacular, some of their verbiage, and that's, I guess, normal. But when she has had such a habit of doing this for so long, I feel like at this point, it's just her not knowing who she actually is. And that's what a lot of people from her personal life have told me, saying like, yeah, she doesn't know who she is. And this is why she does this. Apparently in like July or August or sometime, whatever, she reportedly, allegedly, I'm not saying it's true, rumor has it that she was like trying to run away from, not CPS, but like, I don't know, trying to like escape to somewhere so that her baby daddy like wouldn't get her daughter, which again, I never want a child to be like taken from their mom, but also if that's a more stable situation, then hey, maybe that's what's best for the kid. So now let's look at some of the absolutely glorious reels and content that Angela has been putting out there lately. What is it, like living with the beauty in your heart? What in the AIM screen name? What is this? You got an away message with fun fonts to put up? Some type of like subliminal message you want to put in there that like grabs your crush's attention? It's truly crazy. So I guess when Angela made this new Instagram, she did not block me. I am blocked on all of the other ones. What she's doing is trying to control a narrative and make herself sound like such a, sorry to y'all who like Guru Jagat, but, or however you say her name. She's like trying to be like her. And trying to poise herself as such a controversial figure is, someone who people like try to silence and use that to her benefit, in my opinion, to try to rile up her like crazy followers. So she posted this reel that said, my biggest flex is that I have entire subreddit threads devoted to hating me and a really bad documentary about me. And her caption says, I don't care club president and CEO. Sounds like you care. Also, girl, at least drop the link. Come on. And she said, I haven't read them or seen it because I can already tell you that they know that much. Literally nothing about who I am in Christ. It doesn't matter if I don't know who you are now, but like also I do because you post so much. Like, does she think that I just didn't talk to anyone? I talked to so many people. Also, weren't you threatening to sue me like 2 months ago over this documentary? Stop calling it a documentary. I am not Swoop. That is not who I am. Stop it. And so I commented on it and said, I was also the first comment on it, so her social media engagement's really great. But I said, girl, it's a YouTube deep dive, not a documentary. You ain't that special. Calm down. Then I put source. I made it. And some delusional person said, unhinged much? How's that unhinged? WTF, LOL, get a life. That's the creepiest shit I've ever heard. How is that creepy? Angela's a public figure. Do you watch actual documentaries? Are those documentaries creepy? I don't think so. Sometimes it can be, but like, I don't think so. And Angela commented and said, a deep dive with laughing faces. I don't know why that's funny. How many conversations have you had with me? You okay? Let's think of how many documentaries, or let's just call them pieces of content. How many pieces of content are out there that are like absolutely great and valid, yet the creator of said content never spoke to the specific subject of the content? I'm sure we could probably come up with a lot of examples of that. Then she commented back to the other girl and she said, deep dive. Why is she obsessed with the word deep dive? I don't understand. Aren't you like, she's a conspiracy theorist. Shouldn't she know what a deep dive is? Never spoken to me one time. Unhinged is the least. Learn how to finish a sentence. Also, everyone who saw it turned it off after 1 minute because of how bad it was. Documentary or deep dive, it was no good. And of course, I got a corrector and I said, I emailed you twice for a statement/interview and you never answered me, buddy. It has an average audience retention rate of about 70% per YouTube analytics. And she continued and said, I'm happy to talk to you on video, contract with 0 editing. Let's play with a kissy face. But you weren't okay with that before. Like, girl, what you talking about? And again, I'll say it a billion times because she said this previously too. Like, Angela, having no editing would not help you. I really don't think she understands how interviews work because mostly every single interview that you see is edited to some degree. Like, it's not going to be live. I'm going to need to put an outro, an intro. There might be an ad on it. And well, there definitely would be an ad on it. Then also, like, I need to make sure that the audio is good. I need to make sure that her audio is good. Like, I need to make sure that it's a consumable piece of content, actually. And, you know, put my end screen on it. Put, like, you know, I wouldn't just do a live thing. But what a lot of people don't do, which they should, obviously, yes, I would have her sign an appearance release. However, which I would have to like alter it, which what a lot of content creators will do. Some do not, but what a lot will do is after it's all edited, they will send over the unlisted link or whatever to which I would have to do it probably through Google and put like just something on it, like a watermark or something. So she doesn't like take it out of context. I don't know, but I would put that like unlisted for her and send it over to her like for approval. I don't know like why she thinks her being unedited would be better for her. That would be way worse for her with all like the dead air. And like, I've always said this too, like if I'm doing a collab with someone or interviewing someone or something like that, or even with just myself, if you mess up saying something, you just repeat it over again or just pause for like 3 seconds and then like repeat it. And you don't want those types of things to be in there. You want it to sound concise. You want it to sound professional. So it will be edited in like a professional manner, not in like oh, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you real good. No, we're going to take out dead air. We'll take out filler words and it'll be minimal editing, but there will be edited. Like, girl, I got to make sure video and like audio quality is good. Okay. That's what I got to do. And I don't want your kid to be in it at all. So if your kid is in it, I have to blur out her face, or if she's like running in the background or something, I have to blur her out. So, and I said, you love sharing false info, huh? And she said, send the screenshot through a comment section. You clearly don't know how social media works. Also, hey, I have posted those screenshots before and I did it in this reel that I made that I'm going through now. Again, I emailed her twice, to her normal email address and to her assistant one that's linked in her bio. And I sent her an email asking her questions like I do for anyone who I do a deep dive video on. And I got no response. I emailed her twice. I believe it was April 21st. I'll put those receipts on screen. And guess how she responded? She blocked me. So Angela, how are we supposed to play with a kissy face? If you want to make out with me, Angela, just say that. How are we supposed to play? How are we supposed to do an interview? How are we supposed to schedule something if you blocked me? How are we supposed to do that?
I was like sitting here and I'm like, how fast after I post that reel will the rats come out? Took about 1 minute because they just aren't smart. They just aren't smart. So I was like, block, block, block. Look, I know they're going to make fake profiles so they can continue to watch me. But man, that was a good laugh.
Your account's public. People don't need to make fake profiles to watch your stuff. They can just, like, it's pretty effortless. You just go in incognito mode and then you just type in your username and I can see everything. Isn't that hypocritical of like, oh, well, you didn't ask me any questions. You didn't reach out to me. I did reach out to you. You also had me blocked previously. So how am I supposed to reach out to you? But I did email you twice on 2 different email accounts. You said you wanted to do something and do a live video or whatever, or not live video, but an interview and want me to like post proof, but then you block me. Like, how hypocritical is she? This is crazy. This is also the same person who's like, oh, you shouldn't sleep around. You shouldn't have kids out of wedlock. You shouldn't do this or that or whatever. And it's like, ma'am, yeah. So she's also the type of person who's like, y'all shouldn't like Taylor Swift because, you know, you idolize her. And it's like, what are you talking about when she doesn't even have her own personality and she's just constantly mimicking other people and idolizing other people? And like, you are someone who ran a cult previously. So not saying like you can't change and like you should constantly be, you know, held to the standard of your past actions when you are, you know, quite literally a different person, if you are, but she's a different person in not a good way, in my opinion. I think she just got worse. So she's calling people rats and that's interesting, but it's also like, hey, if you're going to like lie about like what I put out and like my, not to be, you know, the Katie Joy of it all, but it's like my journalistic integrity or rather like my work ethic and my, you know, integrity with my job. Of course I'm going to comment on that. Duh. Like, of course I am. The hypocrisy of, well, I'm just going to block you. even though like I'm like challenging you and like saying that you're scared and you don't want to talk to me, it's like, you blocked me, so how can I talk to you? What are you talking about? And of course, listen, I always say anyone can block anyone. Who cares? I mean, there are goblins and trolls all the time who are like, well, she blocked me because I this. And it's like, there's probably a good reason, or there might not have been. I don't care. I don't know you. Like, goodbye. Get over it. If you're mad that someone blocked you online, please log off and go sort your life out. Also, rats are highly intelligent. Here are some facts about rats. And also, if you're like Chelsea, you're stretching with the HRH collection, like how she's like mimicking her. No, apparently like HRH collection was a customer of Angela and bought Monat products from her, allegedly. So it's not a stretch. It really is not. Also, Angela doesn't have to meet someone or know someone to literally steal their personality. It is crazy. And then she also posted this that says, sometimes you gotta post something to catch the Satanists. Who's a Satanist, girl? Not everyone who disagrees with you is a Satanist or like believes the exact opposite thing as you. A lot of times not people in MLMs. It's just people who hate me, and that's fine. Not everyone's gonna like you. It's okay. But I think it's important to have that self-awareness, but also like thinking, I'm sure there are a lot of Christians that don't like this woman. So like I said, it is quite interesting that she's just, in my opinion, one of the most hypocritical people on the internet. The fact that she's like, well, you didn't ask me, you didn't talk to me, let's talk, like do it unedited, but then blocks me and like refuses to accept, like, no, I did email you. Like that is the contact email that you have in your bio. And I emailed the one that goes to you. So just because you didn't see it, that's not my fault. I did try to reach out, and you knew that I was, reportedly, she knew that I was going to reach out to her. Multiple people told me that. And she knew that I was making the video because, unfortunately, some people that I reached out to her and told her that I was reaching out to people. But hey, that's okay. That's just part of the process, I guess. But yeah, so that's super hypocritical. And then saying, like, admitting all of the bullshittery with MLMs and then getting back into one. Like, what are you doing? Clearly she's like run out of money, in my opinion. Love that. Love that she's still on her shenanigans, still being a piece of garbage, just being overall annoying and the worst. I really hope she doesn't start another cult. I don't think she would be able to. I mean, maybe. I really don't think so, though. That's it for the update. I hope y'all have a great day, night, weekend whenever you're watching this. I personally would love to do a interview with her. And hey, Angela, if you are open to it, let's do it. You said you were open to it. If you don't want to, that's fine. But don't say I didn't reach out to you, because I did twice. And I have the receipts to prove it. If you are subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. Your butt looks so good. If your butt doesn't look good, that means that you're unsubscribed. So make sure you click the subscribe button and then just give it a few minutes, and then your butt will be looking so spankable, so perky, so plump, so juicy. Your feelings are valid. You are valuable. Stay assertive, stay spicy, and stay feral. And I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.